this workout got spicy. So I'll put it on the screen as I describe it as well. But it was 3 rounds of an AMRAP for 6 minutes. 30 calories on the bike. I never got the bike on the camera. So this is me going straight into the 6 shoulder to overhead. Then it was 10 toes to bar, 25 double unders. So when I set off on this workout, I wanted to keep the Echo bike at a cadence of 70. So that's like 70 RPM, I think it is. It just says cadence. So I think on average, the first round I done around 73, which got me off the bike in around just over a minute and a half, I think it was. And yeah, I felt strong. It was really good to hold that pace. My first set of 6 was fine. 10 toes to bar unbroken. Straight into double unders, which I tripped there, but you can see I get right back into it. So it's a sign that I'm fresh if you're getting right back into it. So, boom, just finishing up there. That's 1 round done. And I was recording, so I was a little bit slower because I was mucking around with my camera. So this is a second round of the AMRAP. And I'm doing push press. And this isn't because any other reason than just to experiment. Obviously, you would be doing push jerk. So that's rebending the knees to catch the bar at a lower weight. Just because it's, more efficient. But this is training. This is not competition. So I like to try all different strategies. I'm still new to this sport, relatively. And I like to try all different ways of things and just learning how my body works best. And I quite like starting on the push press a little bit, but I think I held on to it a bit too long. So anyway, this is my second round of toes to bar, and I do another set of 10 unbroken. And recently my toes to bar have been getting so good because my toes to bar endurance, I think for anybody that starts CrossFit who doesn't have a background in gymnastics, it is something that is pretty hard, and it just takes time and you get a bit better at them. As your technique gets a little bit more efficient, obviously you need good grip, you need good timing to pull with your lats at the same time you're obviously getting your toes to bar, just to make the movement easier really and more efficient. Anyway, second round of double unders, done them there unbroken. So I'm taking really short rest period between stations at this point, just because it's the first round and I'm feeling pretty good. So here you can see I'm going into push jerks, so you can see the difference there. I'm driving and then I redip my knees so you can catch the bar at a lower point, which really just reduces the amount of strict shoulder strength that you need to use. And here we go into the third round. So this is the third round, 10 toes to bar. Maybe slightly longer rest, but still keeping a good pace. But I was pushing it. But I was feeling good at this point. You can visibly see usually when I'm out of breath because everything just goes, I'm trying not to swear, everything just goes to beep, beep, beep. You know what's next. So that was probably my best set of double unders. I often find that is the case. The more you get into a workout, your double unders can become a bit smoother. That is the end of the round. So I got 3 full rounds there plus 1 rep into the 4th round, which was pretty good. And this is actually round 3. I missed round 2 recording, but what I did get was into the round of 3 and I got to 9 toes to bar, I believe, before the clock went. And yeah, I didn't get the double unders to complete that 3rd round. So yeah, this is round 3 and that's my first set of 6. And the takeaway from this workout is I did hold the 70 cadence on the bike, but the last one I did dip a little bit towards the end. I think I was down to about 67, but it wasn't for long. And if the average was calculated, I was probably around 70 or maybe a little bit higher, because for most of the effort I was at 73, so just above 70. Yeah, this last round I'm absolutely dying. And realistically, I think if you have a 6 minute AMRAP and there's 2 minutes rest between rounds, realistically what you're trying to do here is maintain a threshold pace. So a good pace that you can hold for that full 3 rounds, and you should be getting roughly the same score on paper. But we're training here, so we're trying to push limits. We're trying to learn, how does my body react when I do a 90 seconds sustained effort at 70 cadence on the echo bike, and then I go into this kind of, barbell gymnastics double unders movement. You're testing yourself here. You're trying to learn so you can predict what paces to hold when a similar workout comes up in the future. So you can see here I trip up on the double unders, and it takes me so long to get back into it. So you can tell I'm breathing heavy here. And yeah, I can assure you, I was breathing heavy. I tripped there right again. And look, you're talking, 4 seconds maybe that was. But it's just an example of how time slips away when you're really tired. There's nothing better than just tossing the skipping ropes away once you're done a set. So that's me. And look at the rest I take here, which, watching back, I feel ashamed. I take around a full minute here, rest, which is really bad, but, I'm watching this, I'm like, come on, just pick that bad up. But, it is what it is. I'm breathing heavy. I've went hard. Part of me is obviously in my brain telling me that, you've done well, you held on to that 70 cadence for all 3 rounds, and I'm giving up here. That's what's happening. But having said that, once I do start this last attempt at 6 shoulders to overhead, you can visibly see that it's taken a lot out of me. So I was close to my red line here. Could I have picked up the bar earlier? Potentially. I could have definitely. But you can see here it's very laboured. Obviously there's a lot of lactic acid. I've expended a lot of energy, and it was still a good effort all in all, and I've learned a lot, and I've done a lot of unbroken toes to bars for sets of 10. So I'm really proud. We're making good progress. Training's A-OK, and we're winning. We just need to keep it up and keep going. This is me trying a little cool down. This is what I often do to try and flush my body, but damn, I was tired. Dead. And I'm still feeling it now, recording it at night.